So when my colleagues tell me that Islam is a religion of peace, I tell them that Islam is a religion of pieces. Piece of body here, piece of body there. Now, this panel is about radical Islam. I would take the word radical out of the equation. The problem is Islam. As you can hear, I'm not from Florida, I'm from Belgium, like Dr. Evil. That's from Belgium. I've been living here for 13 years. In 1990, according to the CIA World Factbook, in 1990, there were 29 million Islamic immigrants in Europe. That was 23 years ago. Today, it's almost 55 million. One of the duties of Islam is to conquer foreign land, whether it's through jihad or stealth jihad, what we call civilization jihad. The duty of a true Muslim is to conquer foreign land, to establish a caliphate. A caliphate is a grand Islamic state. So the whole world should become Muslim, and all countries will impose Sharia. And Sharia is a totalitarian lifestyle. It's going to tell you how to dress, the way you talk, the way you walk. Women have fewer rights. They have Sharia in my country. It's not in the Constitution, but it's in the schools. They have no-go zones. In Brussels, Belgium, they have no-go zones. A no-go zone is a zone that is occupied by Muslims where even the police are afraid to go. And during Ramadan, the police cannot be spotted eating a sandwich. It's too offensive. So do you get the big picture? Muslims are telling us what to do. I think that prevention is better than cure, and we don't want that in the United States. Now, you've heard of the Cathedral of Cologne. Who knows what I'm talking about, the Cathedral of Cologne? They're building a mosque right next to it that says twice as large and twice as big, next to the Cathedral of Cologne. In England, they have 87 Sharia courts, headed by an Islamic judge, which means that the husband can beat his wife. In the United States, we have no Sharia courts, not yet, unless we take action. There is a movement called ALAC, American Laws for American Courts, and it's a movement that opposes Sharia. Now, it doesn't say Sharia in its bill, it says foreign laws, no foreign laws. Now, the state of Oklahoma made a mistake. They wanted to oppose Sharia, and they said no Sharia law. They were sued by the Supreme Court. So, if I were to give you solutions as to what we can do, is basically to have no foreign laws, right? The place to take it is to the local level. The White House has been infiltrated by the Muslim Brotherhood, so the White House is not the way to go. The place to go is to go to the local people. Before 9/11, there were 1,200 mosques in the United States. Today it's 2,200. This is no coincidence. Even though they killed 3,000 people on that fateful day, they will continue invading our country. Frank, like you said, in our country, it's not so much a wolf, it's a wolf in sheep's clothing. What we call stealth jihad. Infiltrating our education, infiltrating our cultural system, imposing political correctness and hate crime bills. If they can do it in Europe, if they can do it in Canada, they can do it here. Speaking of Canada, in 2011, they passed a law forbidding anyone criticizing any religion. So you cannot criticize Christianity, Judaism, Islam. If you do, you will be fined. And if you refuse to pay the fine, you'll go to jail. If they can do it in Canada, if they can do it in Europe, they can do it here. Our First and Second Amendments are our last chances to survive. In academia, rumor has it that most professors are liberals. No. I would say that 70% of faculty are liberal, 25% are conservative, and 5% are conservative and openly conservative. So it's very difficult just to find people who are willing to blow the whistle on the problem and to tell the truth. You know what I tell people? I'm a conservative professor and I love it. Now, we do have Muslims who are on the fence. The problem is that they're not the problem, but they're not the solution either. A lot of them do not criticize their brothers and sisters who are evil, who are just committing terrorist acts. It's out of fear. In the United States, we do have cultural Muslims, many Muslims who do not want to hurt us. Again, they're not the problem, but they're not the solution either. We are the solution. We are the ones to uphold the principles of our country, to preserve our values. So we are the one to try to be like this church. Just like we have a rise of Islam, we have a demise of Christianity. And this is felt strongly in Europe. In a country like Sweden, in 1900, 90% of the Swedes went to church. Today, it's 3%. In England, where you have the Anglican Church, in 1900, 90% of British went to church. Today, it's 10%. And of course, Muslims are taking over. And the problem is so bad that a country like France, a country like England, must agree to polygamy, because they have so many Muslims. In France, you're looking at 8 million Islamic immigrants, and you have a lot of polygamous families. It's safety by numbers. And they procreate like mushrooms after the rain. And the fertility rate among Muslim families in Europe is 7 to 8 kids. Just like Muslims are having a lot of children and slowly replacing European culture, the average non-Muslim European family has 1.6 children. For a culture to survive, for a culture to be sustained, the fertility rate needs to be 2.1 children per woman in her lifetime. Most European countries do not procreate anymore. They just don't. Spain has a fertility rate of 1.3 children per family. The problem is so bad that the Spanish government is issuing baby checks. How about I give you 2,000 euros so you can have babies? Apparently it's not incentivizing. In the United States, it's 2.5 million Muslims. It's only 0.6% of the population. From the same source, the CIA World Factbook. So how can they invade the United States? Well, unlike Europe, where it's safety in numbers, in the United States, it's civilization jihad, which is best exemplified by the Muslim Brotherhood. We should be afraid of the Muslim Brotherhood. Osama bin Laden was a member of the Muslim Brotherhood. Hamas is the brainchild of the Muslim Brotherhood. But somehow they have successfully passed themselves as moderate. They have convinced a lot of Americans that they're not a terrorist organization. Well, the difference between Islamism and Islam is like the difference between a wolf and a wolf in sheep's clothing. You have people in military fatigues and you have people in a suit. Different methods, same objective. That's what people need to understand. Thank you.